Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Stone and Void Cube. I'm your host, Jay Phillips, joined as always with Patrick Collins and Don Bowie.
Hey.
Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a video problem with the second round, where it was actually me and Don facing off in the seconds. I end up losing to Don due to a few game errors.
Misplays.
Yeah.
A bit of errors. Involved vampire
Don
stuff.
also beat me in the first round, but he didn't misplay against me. Actually, I did instruct Don on some cards, I remember. But...
Yeah, Don ended up cheating against me is what we're saying here.
John's
and
really
ends
good
up
at
taking the game against me. However, we end up seeing him facing off against James here, who is a very strong player that we end up pulling pretty far ahead of us.
Going with the
here.
mono blue, picking up the scraps. James, smart player.
Cheshire Cat, strong.
I mean, mono. I'm pretty sure he's going mono blue here, and that, that was pretty wise because everyone's just passing blue like no other.
Yeah.
And the blue deck it's pretty dang strong.
So Don, you're over here with the Reflect and Feign, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
Correct?
repping R&R.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mono black, kind of.
Yeah, and you ended up getting, you were sitting right next to me, so you ended up getting a lot of really good cards that I ended up not first picking there. That's the colorless little
Soldier.
Soldier
one.
But he was on your right, and you opened that in the first round, right?
Yeah,
so it
so
wheeled
it-
all the way to Dawn.
It
I
wheeled
thought I was
all the way to me.
yeah, I thought I was passing to you, but I guess I wasn't. So I was one away from getting it back.
It's just
Yeah,
not
I
a
mean-
very exciting card. That's probably why it just doesn't get
Yeah, Mechanical
picked.
Knight and this card is...
Mechanical Knight's
They're
great,
really
too.
good, but no one picks them because they're kind of
They're just
vanilla and boring.
they're real
Yeah.
and boring, but they're both very strong picks.
So here you attacking in and trading with the a 5-drop that he flashed in front of you.
I guess.
Yeah, so that's a...
Yeah.
Ooh, Joan.
It was the Zealot that he...
God, he
Dropped in.
played
Yeah.
already 2 Shroud creatures. Like, what else could he possibly have? If he has Purple Mist, oh my gosh.
That's a
Yeah,
Leviathan.
so he has a Leviathan right here, which is super strong. It allows him to flip early and get a huge bit of aggression against you. I don't know if it's the best move against you in this deck, since he doesn't have the other.
Well, he doesn't
supporting
quite know
Regalia.
what Don does right now, and Don's playing Reflect Refrain, so Aggro Ruler, is always good against Reflect Refrain.
Yeah, they.
But
Really
I
can't
probably would have
answer it.
kept that little Alice's Scout in the hand because Valentina's stronger with more cards in your hand, so I would say that would be the misplay, personally.
Yeah.
Well, it does add another blocker just in case he does pick up.
Well, he
something
could have
later
attacked first and then played Alice's little
here.
Scout.
That is very true.
But, I mean,
That was a little
you're-
misplay.
She is on the. You can't destroy her during your turn though. So that is
exactly,
one.
but it would have been another 100 points of damage,
Right.
which could have been all the world,
Yeah, but you don't know that until towards the end of the game, and those little plays do sometimes add up, but who actually knows where we're going to go with this one here, as Dawn is able to get
Let's see.
Yeah, this is
I think I'm going to land a Dark Faria here, currently. I
This
have
is
not cycled yet.
after the errata, if I'm not mistaken.
Dark
Yeah.
Faria, buffing at that Joan. So you got 2 5/5s out.
So swinging with the Dark Faria.
Yeah, Dark Joan.
Yeah, Jean d'Arc.
d'Arc, yeah.
And then I believe I'm going to buff him with R&R.
I'm surprised he doesn't block with Alice's little
No, I'm
Scout.
going to go for the cycle.
Because you can't tap down his Cheshire, so I don't see what the harm is about taking one for the team with that Scout.
Well, this might be allowing him to set up for a more efficient trade on his turn. That he doesn't have to worry about the pump from Dark Faria, from the Refrain. So he doesn't want to just chump here. Maybe he's looking to gain a better ground by forcing a trade later on.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
He is
Especially
currently...
since he does have the little red, if I'm not mistaken, which it does allow him to actually be able to take out your creatures.
Okay, now he's drawing a card off that human he just played. He's got a regular Shangri-La deck going on here.
Yeah,
Which is
he's
pretty
a
awesome.
standard Shangri-La deck, so he's trying to play as many creatures as he can and then just swinging.
Well, they all have some draw purpose behind them.
Yeah.
Buffing up with Leviatine. Obviously, you're not blocking. You want to gain some life with that Dark Faria. Let's see here. And you're getting pretty close to 4 stones. If I remember correctly, that's when your deck just turns on. with your Bright Light, with your Dark Arthur and your Carmilla. Oh my gosh.
I don't believe I had a Carmilla.
Sorry, I had Carmilla.
Yeah.
You had Dark Arthur.
I do have Black Sun in hand, which is a pretty fun card.
Black Sun?
I don't know. That's not Black Sun. That's the -6/-6 to something.
What's Black Sun?
Isn't that the one that bounces all of the lands
Stones?
back?
Well, that's what I was playing with. Don't.
So
don't
currently
copy
I'm
my
swinging
deck,
with
dude.
Faria.
Yeah.
And he's trying to buff his creature to trade efficiently with my Dark Faria, but he forgot about my R&R buff.
That's too bad. See you later, little guy.
So I'm going to gain a bit of life here, stabilize.
Stabilize.
Well, I don't
me,
really think
baby.
you're stabilizing after not much of a damage going through early game here. It's a pretty safe board state.
I mean, I took damage from Valentina twice already.
Yeah, that is pretty good, but it seems like you have a pretty good setup against this right now.
Yeah.
I would argue that Valentina's pretty hard to deal with in this deck, but I think that Zero was like a great play though. So yeah.
Zero tried to get off the block to kill, trying to get in for some damage, but he little red.
He little redded his Alice's little scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm debating if I should flip or not here, and I seem to do. Do I?
Thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. Either I can counter his stuff. I have a pretty good board state right now, so just in case he has a Shangri-La, I can counter it for 2.
He looks like he's very high resonator deck though.
Yeah.
But I mean that could really help.
I think I can go off with 3 stones fine.
Yeah, you definitely
And
can.
I guess I go for another stone.
4 stones.
And I am splashing a bit of green.
Yeah,
in this
there's a
deck.
green. We see that green stone down. We know you're hiding stuff. Probably your best turn 1 is a green stone right off the top. Oh, he's tapping for a stone, so he's hoping for something.
He's tapping to get my 0.
Stealing your 0.
Yeah,
Why
it's
is-
pretty good play.
Wait, why is your 0? Why is this? Did he attack with? Oh, he attacked
He's
with it.
attacking with the 0 currently.
Probably trying to swing into Dark Faria, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I think I take that trade.
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything about it with
Nope.
1 green stone open.
Right, and also since you don't have access to R&R's pump ability on your opponent's turn anymore, this does make it a pretty safe
Yeah, this was post errata, so.
trade.
So 2 for 1. Or not even 2 for 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's just an ability. Just a straight -2. It's a good play.
I thought it was okay. It could be better. Could be worse. You still gained life off of it. And you kind of need that life. There you go. You untap that Joan d'Arc. Too bad it's not really doing much right now just because he has no resonators to tap down, but I don't know. That card's pretty strong in the cube. It hasn't really shined too much. Oh, Dark Arthur's
Dark Arthur.
appeared.
Yeah,
that's
this
why
is a
you
pretty
tapped for
solid
that
play.
stone. So 5 damage with that Joan d'Arc. And then you point out, yeah, he gets a buff. That's right,
And
James.
then another buff on top
And
of
then
R&R.
another buff. 700 damage with Joan d'Arc.
Then I flip just to keep everything safe.
Safe
That's a
as
pretty good
Don's
setup.
middle name.
R&R is really able to protect your board from this point forward. It's actually not anything that I can really think of him able to do to really recover from this board state other than trying to finish you off quickly with his ruler.
Maybe, yeah, if he gets another crazy regalia, maybe he can maybe go crazy with it. If he has Glipnir, that would be really strong.
Yeah, the
But
possibility of drawing off that or doing anything really...
He's got a lot of cards in hand, and he's been drawing like crazy. You know,
Right.
we don't have very big decks. It's not. I wouldn't say it's out of the picture that he can't get Glipnir, but
Yeah.
Is that
does look to
Medusa?
be- yeah, it looks to be Medusa.
no, it's got a counter on it. I love how.
That's a Moosh Dart. Moosh Dart
Oh,
is what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
definitely Moosh Dart. So he's able to tap stuff down for a turn. This allows him to apply a lot of pressure against you. However, if you can keep that up over the next couple turns, that's when it can be more impressive.
Dang, that's pretty strong. So he's just all got kind of you guys are both kind of playing similar decks where you guys can kind of be both aggressive in the beginning, but you also kind of have a kind of slight control-y
Yeah.
late game too.
And let's see. I seem...
Dang,
she's
Dark.
trying to swing at my Arthur, and I just bounce him back to my hand. Just so
Okay.
he doesn't die. Keep that card advantage.
That's cool. And then,
Yeah.
Although I could have let him die and just got him back into my hand with graveyard stuff.
Yeah, there's multiple ways for you to get him back at this point. However, making sure that he's not able to deplete your board is a pretty solid
yeah,
idea.
you played the little vampire dude, the one-drop vampire.
Yep.
And you decided not to
Flip back
to reflect. Ooh, chance standby. What could it be? What could it be?
There's some pretty interesting chance standbys.
The chance standbys do work, surprisingly, in the cube. Like the one that makes you sacrifice a non-attacking resonator.
Yeah. Not everybody always knows what you're playing against. Most people are usually going to assume that you're playing Sign to the Future, and you'll see people start playing around that anytime you put a card in this chance standby area. So it's a card early on.
That is the card, the famous misplay card right there, ladies and gentlemen. Vampire Staff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it only works with the mana that's in the little circle things and not
Right, the actual
generic
colored
mana.
will.
Yeah.
The generic mana, so this is actually how this match came to be, is the match against me, between me and Don, he was hitting me for 5 or more off of the total will converted cost, dealing a tremendous amount of damage and gaining a tremendous amount of life against me, would put me in the grave.
It was a pretty big swing, but I
yeah.
think it still had it.
Don's pretty
No,
confident he still
yeah.
had it. Jay's pretty confident he could have had it. So who knows? Patrick wins that round, ladies and gentlemen.
But I beat Patrick too.
yeah,
So
Don beat me fair and square. Even though I got to play Yogg Sloth off
four
times in one game. Not
Yeah.
even the match, just one game that we had.
So here James is able to keep a pretty steady board up against you, making this match kind of
Well, I
hard
mean,
for
the
you to
blue
return.
deck is just so consistent with so much draw, and like all its resonators come into play, either draw or help the other, or tap down your things. Like, it's pretty...
Yeah, it's a pretty strong deck. I'm definitely still very excited to see what blue will be getting in the new set, since the cube is lacking on a lot of
Yeah,
efficient
Xion
blue
is going to be a
resonators.
big plus. Because Valentina isn't the strongest. Like, she's probably the best blue ruler, but she's not that strong.
I would have to argue if you're able to assemble the Valentina 2.0 in cube, that is a very strong deck to be playing.
Yeah, but that's not like a hard blue deck, though.
No, it really is not. This is
more like a
definitely the one
5-color
that
deck.
puts you into a mono blue strategy. And the Valhalla ruler isn't really much for
It just
this deck
bounces
either.
2 things when you flip, which isn't... It isn't terrible, but that's like all it does.
It does give you draw cycling on the front side.
on the front side, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
but,
not a very
slots.
satisfying flip card, though.
No,
Because it's like, its enter ability like searches for a card we don't even have in the cube.
no,
So-
yeah, we don't play with that card for. It's kind of a lackluster card in the first place.
Yeah.
So I just daggered and killed the Mooj Dart that dealt damage to me this turn.
That's a pretty good play. The dagger.
Yeah, the underground dragger. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I hardly ever see that coming when Don plays it. I'm always assuming it's Sign to the Future or one of the other chance standbys. I'm like,
Sounds
oh, it's a
super good.
resonator. Great.
Yeah, stealth is a very strong mechanic that came out in SKL, and a lot of people definitely don't remember it's a thing and don't see it coming in the cube at all.
Yeah, Cube is so great for just showing us, like, to be respectful of certain cards. Like,
Right.
there's
yeah,
some
there's a lot of
cards
things
we
you
just-
forget with the meta games dragging out for long R&R matches. This is definitely a lot different.
Yeah, so I'm reading Vampire Staff right now, verifying that it's the will, the colored will that is doing the damage.
You don't even gain life off that card. Like, you're just misplaying that card, like, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You
Come
gained
get
it.
some
Oh,
life.
I commented too soon. But I remember when playing against me, you weren't gaining life off of it. You're
Oh,
just...
trust me, he was gaining life off against me.
Well, that's because I reminded him in the game that we were playing in.
You know, these cards are hard. I mean, that's a holiday promo. It's distracting. Can't read all the text.
Yeah, It is definitely weird to see all these different cards. It's the Valhalla cards that usually
Vampire's
mess me
Staff
up.
has been around since we started playing. You
You know,
can't complain
it definitely
about
has,
that
but it's
one.
you don't always remember everything that's going on. This is a lot of cards. There's 480 cards in the cube. Or no, 360?
Yep, 360
Yeah,
cube
360 cards in this cube.
for a good 45 cards for each player.
Right. So,
Except for those random last picks that never really got sorted out. But
yeah. Yeah, there's 15 cards per pack that we draft, so you do get a lot of choices when building your deck.
So we do 45 cards total.
yeah.
So we're not playing.
Well, I mean, that's normal draft, like 15 card packs, 15 card packs. So you always, well, you should always end up with 45.
So yeah,
but
you still have that little one drop that you started out this match with. Still doing a lot of work for you.
Jean.
And James has
yeah.
that 1-inch boy out, though.
Yeah.
You're just swinging with your little guys first.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about 1-inch boy. Because worst comes to worst, I can just return him with R&R.
1-inch
it's
boy
pretty
or
well.
your guy?
No, the 1-inch boy, you can just bounce it if you need to, and then
I mean, he can
You'll take
always
the
return Underground Dragger to his hand, right? And then re-kill something with Underground Dragger.
Possibly. Like, that works really well with, like, Dark Faria.
Yeah.
That's a good card.
Bouncing Dark Faria.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Is Arthur still in your hand, or is he in the grave right now?
He is currently in play.
Oh,
I
he's
put
in
him
play.
turn
He's that really,
4.
he's that really hard one to see. I see that. That's too bad. But is Dark Arthur competing against Valentina right now? Is Valentina? It looks like he has a lot of cards in hand, so I'm assuming Valentina's bigger than Dark Arthur. And what, he still has Levitine out?
yeah, Dark Arthur is only 2 resonators that the debuff is occurring to, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1-inch boy is not even dealing damage, is it?
Yeah, you're right. So I didn't even kill my creatures.
Yeah, it's a good thing to remember when
So that's
staring
why
at the
you're
board
so
like this.
confident.
Yeah, you're blocking with the Underground Dragger to not take any more damage off of that Valentina.
Yeah. That's really for the best. Oh, that's a Hanzo that just came out in the play. The famous flyer, drawn a card. Oh, and then one of Jay's favorite cards, the Zealot that gets the +100/+100 for each water stone.
That card can be very aggressive, and especially in this style deck. However, since he has been flipped this long, it's not actually as big as it usually is this late into the game.
I didn't realize James had a Shangri-La out. Oh, jeez. So I'm assuming this Shangri-La cancels out the Dark Arthur's negative but debuff. But you still have Joan d'Arc. Joan d'Arc's just been grinding this whole game for you. Like, she's literally been at the start of this match, and she's been, oh my god, going strong. Joan d'Arc.
Yeah,
She's
having
hit
good
almost every single time.
having good efficient removal in this cube is hard to come by. So when you're able to get it, it's something you definitely want to be able to use. And against their big bombs like Arthur, unfortunately for the blue deck, besides bouncing things back to your opponent's hand, there isn't really much they can do.
There's some good hard locking stuff.
Yeah, Witch's Dagger is about the best thing that they have, though.
For removal?
I'm gonna say Golden Hind is the best thing.
Golden Hind is a great removal, especially since you can continually move it to everywhere else. However, Witch's Dagger permanently removes them, although it does cost 4.
I feel like there's something else. I mean, if Cole wasn't playing that Fairy Tale deck, I mean, blue could have Etna and
Yes, but those are only momentary.
Etna, Hamlin.
Yeah,
Hamlin.
those are good ways to
Creature-based.
keep things tapped down. But efficient full removal is hard to come by.
The Scion.
Scion. Did I miss something?
I think I revealed Scion.
Oh, you revealed Scion.
Yeah, since you got a Vampire Staff in play. Still.
Oh, you got a few good things in hand. You got the -7 debuff to the board, and you got the what I saw Mozart out in there too. Like, ooh, Vampire Staff.
Am I attacking straight to
You you do have the 200 buff, so this is actually a pretty strong little Vampire Staff.
Yeah, 600 Vampire Staff. James is just like, I gotta scratch this die out of existence. Like, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting game. Like, it's like Valentina versus everything. Like, he's just really been kind of counting on his Valentina to do most of his work, and he's already used his God's art, so
Right.
Valentina's really just grinding it out, I guess, just with her bare bones.
So
Yeah,
let's
her
see.
not having access to anything else at this point does make it a little bit challenging. This is why I usually don't like to flip her and using the...
So I attacked with a Jean d'Arc and killed his resonator to get in for the damage.
Yeah, so that ends the first match of this round. That was a pretty consistent play that you had there, keeping that
Jean just
Jean d'Arc
swinging
in
every
play.
time.
Yeah, just continually grinding at him. It's really hard for him to actually deal with that, and you have quite a bit of life gain, so taking you down is more of a grind for him.
Yeah, with Reflect Refrain, your hand consistency is just off the charts. So
I get whatever I
you
need.
usually have an answer for whatever you want. You can be proactive or reactive with Reflect Refrain, which is...
The only problem about R&R is J-Ruler removal. So since he has no body, he can't compete against other J-Rulers.
yeah, so Valentina,
big
you
body.
obviously kind of had to...
I had to just chump, do some stuff, play the big creatures. So unless you like draft some J-Ruler removal, like Beast Queen counterattack, Flames of the Outer World, just things to kill J-Rulers, that's how you win.
Yeah, but you don't
Consistency.
have any of that stuff.
I
in
have
this
none of
fight,
that.
right? Yeah,
So-
but you're
Also,
still competing,
yeah.
though.
Also, R&R doesn't kill your opponent outright, so that's another way that it lacks in its
It
department.
gets rid of blockers, and it counters things. I mean, it helps you get there.
Yeah, it definitely helps you get there, but and we see that definitely in Constructed as it's the current powerhouse that's been taking down most games. Starting off with the second match here, you're already he's already used his ruler to tap for a blue stone. No first play.
Dang, no first play for James. That's...
Well, he might be able to flash something in here before his turn.
You can't flash. He needs
It
2
costs
mana
two.
to flash, and
Right,
it looks
right.
like Dawn doesn't
That's
play
true, I
anything
forgot about
either.
that.
Yeah, no 1 black drops.
That's too bad. This is the most exciting
Turn 2,
game
nothing.
ever.
Yeah, well, now he's able to efficiently hold up from this point forward, so he might actually have a play in his hand as you are tapping for your second stone and hopefully getting something out onto the board.
Probably Vampire Stuff.
It's vampire stuff. Great. Let's see what you do with it. Oh, drawing a card off of your human.
This is a great card for him to flash in early, getting him ready for, drawing into his bigger hands, keeping everything.
Kung Fu fighting. Yeah, so there's both are 4/4s, so obviously James... Oh, and he's going aggro against you
Super
again.
flip.
Yep, flipping again. He doesn't have Levitate this time to actually go against you, but he does get the free stone off of flipping, which is something people overlook.
Valentina's
with some of the
huge
SKL
right
rulers.
now with how many cards he has in his hand.
Yeah.
He does play out another one of the 1-drops. But not being able to attack this turn does slow him down a lot more than the last game.
Revealing Morrigan, I believe.
Ooh, Morgan. That's
Morrigan's
a cool
great
Valhalla card.
Yeah.
What,
Does
you
so
kill one of
much.
your own things and you bring back something else, and when she dies you get to kill something?
Yep. Kill
Yeah,
one of
that-
your own stuff and get a card from your graveyard.
And then when she dies she kills one of their board things, right?
Tons
Something
of
that.
value.
Yeah. We don't use her break stuff though, so don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what Don's gonna do here to combat this Valentina. I mean, that's a pretty...
No, you really just have to try and stabilize
Ooh,
his...
combo breaker right there.
Yeah,
now you
I
just
think
need your Joan d'Arc and you're just popping. Like-
Jean d'Arc.
In Dark Faria,
Elizabeth
like, oh
is a
my gosh.
great combo piece for this deck.
Yeah, jeez, Elizabeth with your... Oh my god, your shadow synergy is so amazing. I remember that was so stressful dealing with all those shadows. Oh my gosh.
Shadows, Arthur, Darkness. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good combo. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is a pretty good setup. It seems like from here you can kind of just keep inking out advantage with cards like this that really make your opponent play around you. Him having a flipped ruler is powerful, but not if he doesn't have a lot of things to play. He does have 3 stones for this dolphin, which can be a really efficient wall. It does have an ability on it where I can't remember.
It does hard tap something if it blocks.
That's what it blocks, hard tap something. Which is...
That's good against Elizabeth.
Right, yeah, you can keep her trapped down.
But when he dies, like, he'll... Elizabeth will
but he does have a
anyways.
Big back end, so actually killing...
Oh, is the dolphin only the untap phase that it deals with? I'm not positive.
Yeah,
that's usually what the hard tap
look back over that card again, but
I've never seen the dolphin play, and I'm glad I get to see it on video. Like, you know,
yeah. That is definitely the best thing about Cube is you just see some of the most random cards come out.
Yeah, like what does that do? Oh, it's a dolphin. Like, great, cool. And then you get to see Elizabeth. Like, Elizabeth doesn't see too much play, but she's a really cool combo card. She's in some decks, but not that many. That's cool that Donna actually has a pretty good synergistic deck with Elizabeth here.
Yeah, so you go ahead and call for another stone. Nice little pain stone, which, I mean, you're more than happy to have in the cube. A 5-color stone is a high commodity.
I love that. That's my favorite stone, the pain stone. I like it over stone. Ruler's Memoria.
And you just go ahead and throw down, I believe that's Arthur. Yeah.
Big Arthur.
So already you're getting really huge creatures attacking in. He's pretty much unable to block at this point. He does go with the dolphin.
The dolphin can block it.
And he'll tap down Arthur, which can't even attack this turn, so it's not that big of a problem.
He could probably kill it with his Valentina, though.
That was a misplay, because, well, yeah, my creature isn't big enough, so it doesn't kill. So I did do a misplay and attacked into a wall for nothing.
Yeah, and he leaves you tapped down, which allows him to attack back in. But if that's a play that will actually cost you, we'll have to find out.
I don't know, Dark Arthur's not something to scoff at, but...
I mean, all my creatures are pretty big walls, but that is a problem.
You're probably just going to block with Vampire Staff anyways. If
Vampire Staff is giving me some advantage. I mean, it whittles away. It does...
I think I'd rather keep Dark Arthur at this point rather than Vampire Staff. If he attacks into Dark Arthur.
He'd be trading a lot for these creatures.
Yeah, right now I think he's just swinging in with you.
No, he's just swinging at your face. So he's trying to race you, I guess.
Especially if...
and he's got Shangri-La out on the field, so he's kind of nulling out your Dark Arthur effect, essentially. But at least you still get your buff.
And, yeah, it would be unprofitable for him to trade his creatures, because then my Elizabeth would untap and then be a blocker as well. Also getting a buff.
Yeah. Gosh, Dark Faria right now would be crazy.
Yeah, so you got another reveal right there, giving you a little bit more life.
2.
Oh my gosh, that Vampire Staff is just partying every single game with you. And is that what is that? Is that the counter spell? The double green counter spell that you were revealing?
Yeah.
Dang.
That was...
I remember seeing that.
Exceed.
Yeah, Exceed, yeah. The one that combos with the...
So here's another misplay that I did.
So yeah, you just keep swinging in there, letting that dolphin kind of block on you. Your Arthur once again.
But I did Giant Growth.
Oh, get rid of that dolphin.
And did you also plus?
I think I also plus to do the final damage.
Okay, yeah, because that dolphin I believe is 1200 defense, which is no joke.
Let's see what happens.
Ooh.
Alice is castling away his dolphin.
Never get to see that.
And let's see what he pulls out.
So yeah, you don't get to kill this, which means you don't get the untapped trigger, which can be a little bit of a problem. And he goes ahead and plays the
turtle.
The giant turtle? Yes, it is. So he's going to bounce a converted mana cost 1 if he does have one, which he has to target something.
Yeah, he can target himself.
I don't think there is any valid targets on the field.
There's definitely not right now because it is equal to the amount of Sacred Beast that you control, which is currently only 1.
But that turtle's also a great blocker, though. Like, doesn't take any damage the first time it blocks in a turn.
Yeah. It's very
Dang.
safe blocker for sure.
It's so crazy how both stally you guys are.
Yeah, I forgot to untap my ruler. Misplays.
Yeah,
So
that does happen.
Do get the 4th Blackstone, so I can play this Dark Faria with Awakening. Untapping my big Elizabeth.
Yeah, after playing all day, you do get a little bit strung out and make a few little misplays here and there, but overall, it's not the worst things to happen.
Dang, Elizabeth is just huge right now. Oh my gosh.
+4/+4
crazy
with giant
Elizabeth.
growth. One thing has died currently.
That's so crazy.
So it has +8 plus another +12. So 14.
I'd be crying if I had to face against that Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. Biggest booty Elizabeth around town. Oh, they're even checking out the booty. Look at
As you're
that.
counting up how big this is, he does have his ruler tapped right now, so you're not attacking that. You're just trying to do as much damage as possible. And
Yeah,
hope that he
I mean,
blocks.
his ruler's not a problem for me.
No.
Dang. I mean, that surprises me so much that ruler is just not stopping you more. But
He hasn't used his God Art, right?
not this game.
Yeah, not this game. So that is something he still has open, which I'm surprised he hasn't tried to take advantage of that at all.
Well, he has to tap for a stone and then spend his whole turn using that God's Art, so I don't know how
Well, it
beneficial
might
that
be
is.
more efficient than trying to attack it at this point. But
Profitably, but
yeah,
It might be good to actually start targeting, Don's resonators, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
he does have the Fario up for blocking right now, so it's not like he's gonna get a easy in.
Faria's currently is 7/7 with the Arthur buff.
dang. Everything's big.
Yeah.
Everything Don has is just intimidating and big. And you still have Reflect and Refrain as your ruler for that buff, too, if you really want it.
Yeah, I feel like. And
we're
he
stealing
did
something.
it. Stealing Dark
The
Faria.
life gainer.
So
Going
Dark,
for the trade.
Dark Fario is a pretty good choice.
No, it's not a trade because it's a 600 with. Huh.
He's gonna
Uh,
gain some life.
he gets
What?
a
Oh,
buff on this side
because
as well,
Dark
Yeah,
Arthur
it's
still buffs
all of them.
everything.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's actually a really good choice for him. This helps him stabilize. Of course, does leave the two bigger problems on your side of the board that he's gonna.
Yeah,
have to deal
you
with
still
here.
got two of the biggest baddies going on here, and all he has is that 400 defender.
Yeah, I believe if I have a kill
What the
spell
heck is
here.
this?
So is this you guys
that's
scooping
game.
up?
Scoop.
Yeah. So it looks like you have too much for him to really handle. And that's all for this week's video, guys. Thank you for all watching. We will be back next 2 weeks from now with the next cube video, and we'll be hopefully starting off with Don drafting, so you guys can see what he picks
Don
next time.
drafting.
And
Yeah.
Reflect, Refrain, all time.
Probably. I did get wrecked.
so thank you guys for watching again, and have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
See you guys. Thanks for coming.